What if you could rewire your brain to break free from anxiety, attract abundance, or even heal your body? According to neuroscientist Dr. Joe Dispenza, it's not only possible, it's science. In this video, we'll break down his 5 most powerful principles that thousands have used to transform their lives. Stick around, because by the end, you'll know exactly how to apply them yourself. Principle 1. Imagine holding a snow globe representing your mind. Every thought is a shake. The more you repeat certain thoughts, the deeper the grooves worn in the glass, the faster the flakes follow those paths. This is neuroplasticity in action. Your brain is not some fixed, unchangeable organ, but a living sculpture that you carve daily with your thinking. Dr. Joe Dispenza reveals the revolutionary truth that your neurons literally rearrange themselves based on where you focus your attention. Those dark thoughts that loop endlessly, they're not just passing clouds, they're actually paving superhighways in your neural tissue. The anxiety you can't seem to shake isn't a life sentence. It's just a well-traveled path that can be rerouted. Consider the astonishing case of London's taxi drivers, who must memorize the city's 25,000 streets to earn their license. Brain scans show their hippocampi, the memory centers, physically expand like muscles being exercised. Or the Harvard study where just 8 weeks of meditation not only grew the prefrontal cortex, your brain's CEO, but actually shrank the amygdala, the fear alarm. This is a metaphor, it's measurable biological change. Here's where it gets personal. Every time you consciously interrupt an old thought, "I'll never succeed," and replace it with a new one, "I'm building my future," you're not just thinking differently. You're physically stripping insulation from old neural wires and wrapping new ones. Like training a vine to grow up a trellis, your focused attention directs where the growth happens. The secret sauce? Emotion. Dry repetition won't cut it. When you pair a new thought with genuine feeling, really tasting the joy of your imagined success, you secrete neurotransmitters that act like fertilizer for these new neural pathways. It's why Dr. Joe's students spend hours not just visualizing their healing, but embodying the gratitude of already being healed. Your brain doesn't distinguish between real, practice, and mental rehearsal. Olympic athletes know this. Their brains show nearly identical activation patterns whether they're physically performing or just visualizing their routines. The same principle applies to transforming your life. When you mentally rehearse being confident, abundant, or healthy, you're laying down the actual neural tracks for those states. This is the ultimate empowerment. Realizing your most persistent habits are just well-worn trails in your mental wilderness. The anxiety that feels like just who you are? It's not you. It's a path you've walked too many times. But today, right now, you can start blazing new trails through the simple alchemy of focused, emotionally charged repetition. The implications are staggering. It means no one is stuck. Not with depression. Not with addiction. Not with self-doubt. Your brain is waiting for your instructions. Principle 2. Picture the universe as a vast ocean of invisible potential, what physicists call the quantum field. Every thought you think isn't just words in your head, but actual ripples in this cosmic sea. Dr. Joe Dispenza reveals the radical truth that what we call reality is simply energy that is slowed down enough to become matter. You're not just in this field. You're constantly interacting with it, shaping it with your mental and emotional frequencies. That inexplicable instant connection you feel with certain people? That's not coincidence. It's quantum entanglement in action. When someone radiates joy, they're literally broadcasting a frequency that changes the energy around them. The famous 1998 double-slit experiment proved this scientifically. Atoms changed their behavior when being observed, as if the particles knew they were being watched. Your consciousness isn't just perceiving reality, it's participating in its creation. Here's where it gets life-changing. Your dominant thoughts and emotions act like a cosmic ordering form. When you wake up feeling anxious about money, you're not just having a bad morning. You're broadcasting a lack frequency that magnetizes matching experiences. Conversely, when you cultivate genuine feelings of abundance, not just positive thinking, but embodied gratitude, you emit a different signature that attracts opportunities. Consider the water crystal experiments of Dr. Masaru Emoto, where water exposed to loving words formed beautiful geometric patterns, while negative messages created chaotic structures. If thoughts can do this to water, and your body is 60% water, imagine what your mental patterns are doing to your biology and life circumstances. The quantum field doesn't distinguish between real and imagined experiences. This explains why Dr. Joe's students achieve remarkable healings. When they meditate on being healthy with intense emotion, their bodies respond as if the healing has already occurred. There are documented cases of tumors shrinking, autoimmune conditions reversing, and chronic pain disappearing not because of medication but because people changed their energy signature. Your emotions are the key. Thoughts are the blueprint, but feelings are the construction crew. When you think, "I want financial freedom," while feeling anxious about bills, you're sending mixed signals. But when you can authentically feel the peace and gratitude of already having enough, even before external circumstances change, you collapse quantum possibilities into physical reality. This isn't mystical thinking. It's quantum physics that meets ancient wisdom. The Bhagavad Gita spoke of the field 5,000 years before modern science confirmed it. Now we have the technology to measure how heart coherence, regulated emotional states, literally changes our electromagnetic field, affecting everything from our immune system to how others respond to us. So, the next time you catch yourself in a negative spiral, remember you're not just passing time until life gets better. You're a conscious participant in a cosmic dance of energy, where your inner state is the choreographer of your outer world. The question isn't whether this is happening. The science is clear. The real question is, what frequency will you choose to broadcast today? Principle 3. Imagine your mind as an iceberg. The tiny visible tip represents your conscious thoughts, the choices you believe you're making freely. But beneath the surface lies the massive bulk of your subconscious, all those automatic reactions, emotional triggers, and invisible biases that secretly steer your life. Dr. Joe Dispenza's research reveals a startling truth. By age 35, up to 95% of your personality is essentially a collection of memorized programs running on autopilot. These programs formed in 3 powerful ways. 1. Childhood conditioning. Those offhand comments from parents, "Money doesn't grow on trees," that became your financial blueprint. 2. Emotional trauma. That painful rejection in 10th grade still shaping how you approach relationships today. 3. Repetitive thoughts. The daily mental loops, "I'm not good with technology," that became self-fulfilling prophecies. Your brain loves these programs because they're energy efficient. Like well-worn ruts in a dirt road, they allow your neurons to fire along predictable paths without conscious effort. This explains why change feels so difficult. You're not just fighting a habit, you're fighting your own biology. The moment of liberation. True transformation happens in that split second between stimulus and response, what psychologists call the sacred pause. When your boss criticizes your work and your stomach tightens, that's the programming activating. But in that next millisecond, you have a choice. Continue the old pattern, anger/withdrawal, or install a new one. Dr. Joe's students use a powerful 3-step reset. 1. Body awareness. Notice where the emotion manifests physically. Clenched jaw, racing heart. 2. Pattern interrupt. Do something unexpected, snap your fingers, hum a tune, to break the neural sequence. 3. Conscious reprogramming. Insert your new chosen response. I choose curiosity over defensiveness. The 21-day myth. While popular wisdom suggests 21 days to change a habit, Stanford neuroscience reveals the truth is more nuanced. Simple habits, drinking more water, may rewire in 21 days, but deep emotional patterns, anger responses, self-sabotage, can take up to 63 days of consistent practice. This isn't failure, it's your brain carefully consolidating new pathways. A living case study. Sarah, a 42-year-old accountant, always froze during presentations due to a childhood stutter. Using Dr. Joe's methods, she identified her trigger, seeing audience faces, created a new anchor, touching her thumb and forefinger together, rehearsed daily while feeling empowered. After 8 weeks, brain scans showed decreased activity in her fear centers and new pathways forming in language areas. Your freedom formula. 1. For 1 week, Simply notice one automatic reaction, e.g., reaching for a phone when anxious. 2. In week 2, insert a 10-second pause before responding. 3. By week 3, consciously substitute a new behavior, 3 deep breaths instead of phone grab. The magic happens in the space between stimulus and response. In that pause lives your power to reinvent yourself. As Dr. Joe says, the best way to predict your future is to create it, not from your past, but from your imagination of what's possible. 4. Most people approach meditation like a temporary vacation from stress, a brief escape to calm the mind before returning to the same old patterns. But Dr. Joe Dispenza unveils a far more extraordinary truth. Meditation, when practiced with precision, is nothing less than a biological alchemy lab where you transmute your present self into your future self. This isn't relaxation, it's conscious evolution. Your brain doesn't distinguish between real experience and vividly imagined experience. When Olympic athletes mentally rehearse their routines, their muscles fire in the same sequence as during physical performance. Dr. Joe's students apply this same principle to their entire lives. By combining laser-focused attention with elevated emotion, they're not just daydreaming about a better future. They're installing the neurological hardware to make it inevitable. Consider the implications of that 2012 Harvard study where novice meditators' brains changed structure in just 8 weeks. The shrinking amygdala wasn't just about feeling less stress. It represented the dissolution of an outdated threat response system that once saw danger everywhere. The thickening prefrontal cortex wasn't merely about better focus. It marked the birth of a new identity capable of making decisions from wisdom rather than fear. These meditators weren't just changing their minds. They were altering their very biology to match the people they wanted to become. The process works through what neuroscientists call Hebb's law, neurons that fire together wire together. When you consistently meditate on being confident while feeling genuine self-assurance, you're not just having a nice moment. You're physically weaving new circuits between previously disconnected brain regions, creating an inner network where confidence becomes your default setting. This explains the miraculous healings in Dr. Joe's workshops. When participants meditate on perfect health while bathing their cells in feelings of gratitude and wholeness, they're sending new chemical signals to every system in their body. One woman with Parkinson's visualized herself dancing smoothly while immersing in the joy of free movement. Her tremors diminished not because the disease disappeared, but because her brain stopped reinforcing the Parkinson's neural pathways and started strengthening healthy ones instead. The key lies in emotional alchemy. Dry visualization without feeling is like planting seeds without water. But when you mentally rehearse your ideal life while flooding your body with the corresponding emotions, feeling the pride of career success, the warmth of loving relationships, the vitality of perfect health, you're giving your nervous system a dress rehearsal of your future. Your cells literally receive different instructions. Your energy field vibrates at a new frequency. The quantum field begins reorganizing to match your inner state. This is why Dr. Joe insists on living from the future. When you meditate as the person you're becoming, not wishing for change but embodying it now, you collapse time between your current reality and your desired one. The gap between who you are and who you want to be isn't bridged through effort alone, but through this radical act of neural rehearsal where your future self reaches back to pull you forward. Your next meditation session could be just another pleasant pause in your day, or it could be the moment your cells receive the memo that your transformation is already complete. The difference lies not in the technique, but in your willingness to fully occupy the consciousness of the person you're becoming. As Dr. Joe would say, the present moment is the doorway to your future. Walk through it as the person you were always meant to be. Principle 5. We've been taught that healing comes from outside, pills, procedures, protocols. But Dr. Joe Dispenza reveals the truth so profoundly it challenges modern medicine at its core. Your mind isn't just participating in your healing, it's the original architect of wellness. The placebo effect isn't a scientific curiosity, it's a living demonstration of your innate power to transform your biology through belief alone. Consider the startling evidence. In drug trials for pain relief, sugar pills often achieve 30 to 60% of the effectiveness of actual medication, simply because patients believe they're receiving real treatment. But this isn't limited to pain. Studies show placebos can reduce Parkinson's tremors, lower blood pressure, even heal ulcers. When the mind is convinced of healing, the body follows its commands like a faithful servant. Dr. Joe's retreats take this further, demonstrating that when people change their energy, their thoughts and emotions and beliefs, they don't just experience symptom relief, they initiate complete biological reorganization. One participant with multiple sclerosis began visualizing her myelin sheaths regenerating while immersing herself in feelings of perfect health. Within 9 months, her lesions showed significant reduction on MRI scans, not from conventional treatment, but from her nervous system receiving new instructions. This phenomenon works through multiple channels. 1. Neurochemical symphony. Belief triggers the release of endorphins, dopamine, and other healing compounds that rival pharmaceuticals in potency. 2. Gene expression. Your thoughts can activate or deactivate genes through epigenetics, turning on healing pathways and silencing disease-promoting ones. 3. Energy medicine. Every thought and emotion create an electromagnetic field that influences cellular communication and repair processes. The practical application is revolutionary. When you say, "I'm sick," you're not just describing a condition, you're issuing a command to every cell in your body. But when you declare every cell in my body is renewing, while genuinely feeling this truth, you initiate a cascade of biological processes that make it so. This isn't positive thinking, it's conscious participation in your own biology. Your cells are listening. What will you tell them today? So, if you're ready to break free from old patterns, tap into your infinite potential, and create a reality that aligns with your deepest desires, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Because we'll be diving into new content that will inspire, empower, and transform you.